What do you do when you find your stolen stuff on Craigslist? How's it going, everybody? I just had to make a video about this because it's kind of bothersome and I guess it's kind of irking me inside, so I wanted to share it with the camera and with all of you. And I'm sure a lot of you have run into a situation in your life where you had something stolen from you. And let me just say, I've had plenty of experiences like this. I built a strong dislike and extreme distaste for thieves when I was younger, after having a couple different friends steal from me. And it's bad enough when you're young, but as you get older, you realize how hard you work for your things. And I've always been of the mind that, if you end up with stolen merchandise, I don't know, it's your responsibility to do your best to make sure it gets back to the people. Now, I'm going to explain the situation of what happened. Now, a lot of people find stolen things on Craigslist. And in Portland, in fact, has an 80% recovery rate with this police sting operation they do with Craigslist ads when people find stolen things. Now, if you get a game console stolen, or a bicycle, or something like that, I mean, these are things that can be replaced, and often they're difficult to determine whether they're even yours unless you have a serial number. But once in a while, something gets stolen that is a family heirloom or a one-of-a-kind item, which is what happened to us. Now, over a year ago, I'm not sure the exact date, but we had a family, it was a guitar, which it's called, the brand was Kay. It was a Kay Archtop guitar from the 1930s. It belonged to my wife's grandfather, and it was an important family, item that he would play for the family, just like a piano or the banjo or anything else. And when there's a musical instrument in the family, it's one of those things that you just don't want to lose. So anyhow, I don't want to go through the details of how it came up missing, but let's just say that it was taken and it was sold to someone. It was reported stolen when it was noticed that it was gone, and the serial number was reported to police. Now a year passed. Nothing happened. We got a phone call a couple days ago from my wife's mother, or my mother-in-law's friend, who he said, "Hey, I've been looking for you guys." He actually found the guitar, or one that looked just like it, and it was up in Olympia, Washington. And so we checked out the ad, looked at it. I talked it over with my son. He's 25, and he knew more about the guitar, and he had a picture of it too. Looked at the description. It even described the chips and the cracks in the outside banding that goes around the guitar. And we did a close-up on the picture on Craigslist. It was identical. It was the exact guitar. And we're talking down to every chip, every mark, and it was a 1930s Kay Archtop. It's not a very common guitar that's going to pop up. So what would you do in this situation? Now look, I had a few options. I could either A, call the police and say, look, I found this on Craigslist, and hope that they have enough time to do a sting operation before the thing comes up missing or gone, or sells it to someone else. I wanted to act quickly before the ad was gone. I really didn't want to get the cops involved because often that's just more trouble than it's worth. 2, my second option was to actually meet the guy in person and catch him off guard. Go up there with my son and say, this is stolen, and just take the guitar. Which I would feel horrible doing. Besides, I might get myself stabbed doing that. First off, if whoever stole it sold it to a shop and then that shop sold it to him, then he's a legitimate purchaser of the guitar, whether it's stolen or not. So the third choice is the one I made, and probably the one I'll regret. I sent him an email last night. I actually sent him 2 emails. The second one was just to make sure. I said, I know that this is all in good faith. And I said, no harm done. We can work out a payment for it. I said, we just want to make sure it gets back with the family. And I hope that this won't just, you won't just disappear, that you'll actually respond. And I did it in good faith because I have faith in people. I don't know why. I shouldn't. Of all the times that, I've been screwed over and others around me have been screwed over. Got up this morning, my son's like, hey, did he respond? I checked my email, no response. Went to look at the ad. No, deleted, of course. I kind of punching myself right now, thinking, okay, well, the guy knows it's stolen. Regardless of whether he's part of it or not, he didn't make any effort to contact me at all. And I find that to be it's saddening because I explained, it was a heartfelt email. I said, look, this really means a lot to the family, and we want to make sure you're compensated for it. But he had it for sale for $500 on there. And So I guess I'm posing this video to say, hey, if you were in the same situation, what would you do? You know, maybe looking back on it, I should have been smarter. I should have waited, and because this was a family heirloom on my wife's side of the family, and I feel like I kind of stuck myself in the middle of it. Because often I'm the one who, my wife, you know, wants me to be the one to write emails or contact people when it's an issue because I have a way with words. But in this case, I'm wondering, you know, did I just completely screw us out of that forever? So I posted a Craigslist ad for the Portland area in Seattle, which is what they call, it's like a reverse 911 lookup type thing where you can find stolen merchandise. And there are methods, and I should have looked more into it because this happens a lot. But I really wanted to get it before the ad was pulled or something happened. And so I'm not sure what to do. I'm sure there's people out there who, if you have the email connection and the information, that they could find a way to backtrace it to the person. But then what do you do? I mean, you can't go to somebody's house and say, I want my guitar back. I mean, just, I'm not that kind of person. And in the end, it's just stuff, right? It's just stuff. Nobody deserves to get hurt over stuff. But I've just been, you know, seeing so many things stolen from me and from others that it just makes me cringe when I think about it. The fact that somebody out there has not just a console, some video games, or just a random guitar you can go down and buy, but a one-of-a-kind custom guitar with damage that, you know, has character and really is part of the family. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that I didn't make the wrong decision. I'm hoping that after he sits on it for a little bit, he'll contact me. And maybe I'm just hoping in vain, but it's worth it because, you know, I still have that faith in humanity. I don't know why sometimes, but I do. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, let you know. And, you know, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing something that you know belongs to your family that's stolen, up for sale online. And I should have, you know, with the comments it said in there, it said, oh, downsizing my guitar collection. And that's the kind of shit people say when they're full of it, you know. You're not downsizing if it's something you just bought. And so, you know, it's one of those things where you have to wonder, was he involved? Was he friends with who stole it? Who knows? We'll never know. But protecting your stuff is, you know, crucial. We've had 2 cars stolen from our front, out in front of our house. My wife started her car one morning when it was cold, came back in to grab her stuff, her coffee, went back out, it was gone, so we drove off on it, in it. My Honda has been broken into so many times out there that I just leave it unlocked. And we have a pretty safe neighborhood. But people who think they can just walk onto your property and take your shit, they better hope they don't ever encounter me in the middle of the night. I mean, I'm not a violent person, but when it comes to protecting yourself, your family, and your assets, damn well better hope nobody finds their way into my house, because that's when I definitely will stand up for myself. But you gotta let those things go, I guess. There's only so much I can say about it. So that's what I got. Let me know your opinions. And if you live in the Portland or Seattle area and you're a musician and you come across a Kay Archtop guitar, maybe you'll remember it and contact me. Or perhaps the guy will come across this video while he's Googling Kay Archtops, or, you know, finds this video on YouTube and is like, oh my God, that's the dude who you know, if you're out there, you know, if we have to pay full price for it, we will. We just want the guitar back. And, you know, shit happens, right? So, be well. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening. Take care.